Okay, so this automation was able to help my clients save 5 hours per week of their life at least. And so what this is a proposal slash invoice sender automation for every time that he talks to a client. And so he talks to a lot of really, really good leads that he thinks is a good fit, but sending proposals over and over again and making invoices over and over again and then writing a nice email to send it to said lead really slows him down. And that's not good because we want to act on the lead's impulsivity, right? If they say, yes, I'm ready to go, you don't want to wait 2 days to send them all the information they need to be able to pay and close. And so we made this one on Zapier, mainly because he was already using Zapier, but the fundamentals are the same. So let's get into it. So we have the lead connector, which just means go high level. And if you know anything about go high level, they're kind of weird about external automations, so we have to use this thing called lead connector. So in go high level, we already preset up a pipeline, which is called send proposal / invoice. And so anytime our client moves his lead over to that pipeline, it'll trigger this automation. That is the trigger. Next thing that happens is we have this 10-minute delay. And the reason why we have that is because just in case he accidentally adds the lead into that pipeline and he doesn't mean it, then they won't get a proposal and they won't get an invoice, which is good. It's important for your automations to have checkpoints like this. Next is we went into his better proposals and we standardized his proposals. Now for this particular client, he really wanted to draft his proposals. That way he could look at what was in the proposals, add a few personalization points, edits, that's what he wanted. So we were like, okay, fine. And then what it does, and then the next part of this automation is it takes that link, the proposal link, and it puts it into the lead on Go High Level, which is the CRM. And that's really important because it saves our client an extra step of having to log into his better proposals, find the right draft, and then go in and edit it. He can just start by changing the pipeline status, hang out for a little bit, and then the link to the proposal that was created for this lead will be automatically added into Go High Level, which he was already on anyways. And so he doesn't have to go looking for it. And so that's part one of this automation. Let's go over to part two. Okay, so the part two to this automation is when our client actually sends the proposal. That's the trigger. And because after he sends the proposal, it creates a new link, we're gonna take that link and add it into our client's Go High Level. Okay, so the trigger for the part two of this automation starts when our client hits send for the proposal. After that, it'll generate a new Better Proposals link for the lead access, and the automation will automatically grab that link and replace the previous link inside the Go High Level contact for that lead. And so that way my client can use that in his follow-ups that are already existing on Go High Level very easily. Next is he uses QuickBooks for his invoicing, so this automation will find the customer, and if the customer doesn't exist, it'll create a new customer. And depending on whether or not this lead wanted a one-time add-on or they didn't, it would choose a path based off of this. And the conditions of this would be based off of what is inside the Better Proposals. And then if we start going down one of the paths, I have here an AI by Zapier, which is just a quick prompt on Zapier to help calculate how much the invoice should be. And afterwards, the invoice gets created, and then the invoice gets sent, and then the invoice gets added back into Go High Level, so that way my client can find it easier and use it in his follow-ups with this lead. And then it's the same thing here, but we've just kind of subtracted this because we don't need that. And so pretty much what happens here is my client needs to do two things. One, he needs to move the lead from wherever it's at in the pipeline to send proposal / invoice. And then he can just hang tight for a moment and start editing the proposal for that lead. And then he hits send, and that's it. The lead has everything they need to be able to pay, sign, and close. This was a huge lifesaver for him. And this is one of the many automations that we set up for our clients. But we're not only automations experts, we're operations experts, which means that we pair automations with systems, with people, to be able to create a smooth, growing business. And this is one of the many automations that we help our clients create. Having automations will definitely make your business run easier. But as an automations expert, I have to tell you that by combining good hires, good automation, and good systems together is how you can unblock your revenue and scale endlessly with your business. If you're ready to stop manually running your entire business and get back 50 to 60 hours per week that your team is currently wasting on things that should be automated, then you're exactly the kind of person that we built our 7-day free trial for. Just DM me the word trial and I'll send over the details.